morning, and thanks for joining me on Soul. I'm Mirna, your host, or M, or both, or whichever one that you prefer. And today I want to talk about something that I recently went through that I think may resonate with a lot of people, or is hopefully going to act as your food for thought for today. So I recently moved into a new apartment, and one thing that I really wanted to do was put up bookshelves. I'm a huge bookworm, and I love all kinds of books, and I really wanted it to fit the aesthetic. Now, the aesthetic, think about it any way that you want. It's like the Pinterest aesthetic or, those really nice neutral color vibes. And also the themes or the topics of the books, I wanted those to represent things that made me look aesthetic. Now, the problem is I'm someone who also is an absolute nerd for history books, romantic novels, fables, Harry Potter, and everything else that you can imagine. So what I decided to do was that I would only showcase those books that fit the aesthetic. Things like finance, investing, leadership, what I like to call the smarty pants books. And everything else I put in the back of my closet. I don't have that much space on my bookshelf, so I figured, I might as well showcase the ones that fit my aesthetic. The ones that ended up in the back of the closet, though, ended up being the more colorful books. Like I said, the rom-coms, the Harry Potters, that kind of thing. But what ended up happening is that the so-called smarty pants books took out a lot of color in my apartment. For some reason, these are the books that are black, red, white, orange. Why? Honestly, don't ask me. I'm not really sure why all the finance and investment books and history books end up being those colors. But it kind of made me think about who I am. And I took the remaining books out of the closet and I looked at them and I thought, I am all of these books. And some of them maybe I didn't enjoy too much, but others I enjoyed a lot more. And if I'm being honest with myself, the ones that were in the closet, the rom-coms, the Harry Potters, the history and climate change books, those were a lot more me than the finance and the investing books. Not that I didn't enjoy those, but they were a different me. And so I ended up putting everything on the bookshelf and I realized, first of all, it looks so much more colorful. And second of all, there's a lot more soul in it. There's a lot more me in it. What I'm trying to say with all of this is sometimes you bring a part of yourself to the table because you think that the more colorful stuff is not going to fit your aesthetic. And that's totally fine if you want to do that. It's cool if you want to reinvent yourself and look for something specific. But it's also cool to bring your whole self, or in this case, your whole shelf, to the table. Always look for your happiest and best self. And we'll do this together, of course, step by step, day by day. This was your food for thought for the day. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week on Soul.